The principle of polarity reads everything is dual, everything is polar, for everything there is its pair of opposites. As like and unlike are equal, opposites are identical in nature and differ only in degree. Thus extremes touch each other, all truths are but half-truths, and every paradox can be reconciled. The principle of polarity teaches that opposites are identical, differing only in degree, so that they can be reconciled and extremes end up touching. The Kybalion offers the example of the duality of love and hate. Love and hate are but the poles of the same thing. They are, in short, two different degrees of the sentimental sphere. Internalizing the principle of polarity presupposes an alchemical mental operation leading to leaning toward the positive extreme, in this case love, and after a long personal application pouring it out to the external world. Anything has its opposite, not absolute, but in comparative terms. No thing can be completely yin or completely yang, it contains the seed for its opposite. Human existence will always, inevitably, be peppered with experiences of happiness and satisfaction, and others of pain and frustration. This assumption spurs one to acquire an approach to circumstances that does not draw a sharp line between good and bad, since evil can translate into action in one's life, for reasons not always dictated by opportunism. It is a tragic reality. A reality that we sometimes prefer not to consider. Can you perhaps, by looking at your thermometer, find out where the heat ends and the cold begins? Nothing exists of absolute heat or cold. Both the one and the other term stand for different degrees of the same thing, which in turn is but a variant and a degree of vibration, so to say hot or cold is nothing but referring, respectively, to the two poles of the same thing. In the case of light and darkness, too, the same applies. They are the same, their difference consisting in the difference in degree manifested between the two extremes of the phenomenon. For who can say where darkness ends and light begins? What difference exists between the great and the small, or the hard and the soft, the black and the white, the sharp and the dull, the motion and the stillness, the high and the low, the negative and the positive? Each of these paradoxes has its explanation in the principle of polarity and only in it. In conclusion, the art of polarization ends up becoming a phase of mental alchemy, known and practiced by ancient and current masters. Becoming masters of this principle will mean for everyone to be able to reverse their own polarity and also that of others, of course after long application and proper study. Subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below. Thanks.